Strap in and be prepared.
You just heard Baby J about 3 minutes give his entire A to Z on what was going on. I didn't interrupt you.
I don't even like I got to everything, honestly.
No, you didn't get to everything.
Interesting guests.
Kelly Graves, Mike Parker, Josh Pate, Melissa Lombardi, Yogi Roth, who said that Justin and I are smart.
Sharp opinions.
I can see Dan Lanning sitting in his office, rubbing his hands together and saying, yeah, bring it on. You're just giving me juice.
I think you could be the type of team that has guys that excel in certain things. You don't need somebody that's great at everything. You need to be able to put guys in position where they're going to succeed.
And some smiles.
Is this thing on?
Is this thing working? No, that's why you got to do this. You got to go.
Hello?
Hello? Testing, testing,
it's like the little
testing.
girl in Nemo where she's tapping on the glass.
Fishy! Fishy, wake up, Fishy!
It's Danny Hamill.
We have to be more specific. We have a lot of pickle things going on,
know.
apparently.
Justin Grossweiner.
It's a Schwar bomb. That's a man right there hitting that ball.
Danny and Justin starts now on Fox Sports Eugene and Newport.
Hello, neighbors, and welcome high atop the Delta Tri in the Crystal Palace, the Bigfoot Beverages Studios in Eugene and Newport. This is the fastest 60 minutes in sports on Fox Sports Radio. Follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Danny and Justin. Also, wherever you pod. And so whenever you podcast, however you podcast, wherever you podcast, you can find us there. Just look for Danny and Justin or the fastest 60 minutes, and poof, we're there. It's just like magic. Thanks for joining us on the day after Gobble Gobble Day. Hope you had some nice leftovers, maybe a little turkey omelet this morning. You never know. Yeah. I wouldn't put cranberry sauce on it, though. I'm Danny Hamill. Right over there is my tag team partner. We call him Justin Grossweiner. Well, actually, everybody calls him Justin Grossweiner, but we call him Baby J. What up, boy?
It's weird. My mom's in the studio with us right now, so I'm not used to.
I kind of feel like we got the principal here in the office with us.
I know. It's weird. I haven't
being
had this happen
evaluated.
before. Yeah, exactly.
Notes are being taken.
Yeah.
Suggestions going to be made.
A little bit of pressure right now, but not a big deal. We had a great time at Thanksgiving last night. Thank you so much again for inviting us. We had a great time. We got a little sleepy. I think we all did. You were exhausted from just working. You do such a great job, and you're a great host. And it was a great turkey. Your mom and your mother-in-law also great as well as far as a company for us.
Yeah, it was lively conversation.
Yeah.
There was no, except when people were face down and eating, which there wasn't very many slow moments of the late afternoon, early evening. And then we all we didn't sit around a fire because we didn't have a fire going. That would have been weird if we had a fire going because I have no fireplace. I have a pellet stove.
Well, I slept through Elf, basically.
We watch that movie pretty much every Thanksgiving now. I used to watch it with my parents. My dad had never seen it before. He thought that was hilarious the first time he watched it. I mean, I can, as my wife said to everybody, to me, don't start saying all the lines before they start happening because I have a really bad habit of doing that.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. If you know the lines, then you're part of the show.
No, and
but you weren't allowed to.
I was not allowed to. So apparently my mom's rolls were
they were fantastic. Yeah, that was actually our breakfast this morning as well. So we had some rolls on the way over here. We're going to do some Black Friday shopping afterwards. So it's a great
good luck with that.
Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving.
Just drove by Valley River Center, and the line is just like
you got to do it late
crazy.
In the afternoon. We're not going to do it early. Oh yeah, that's
this is like going to the theme park like after 3 o'clock when everyone's stopped and melting down.
It's more like going to the theme park in the off season when nobody's there because you're from the area, and so you can go when nobody else is going. That's when I think that the trick is. You don't go when everyone else is going. Yeah, you're not going to get the best deals, but you're going to get some good deals still.
And speaking of dishes, by the way, I'd never had cornbread at
really?
Thanksgiving. No, I'd never. I don't think cornbread when I was growing up was like a traditional dish at Thanksgiving. I know it has been for a lot of people, but not in my household. It was always just like the dinner rolls, like what you had.
Yeah.
My mom would make rolls. So I liked the cornbread, though. I had a helping and a half of the cornbread. I didn't send much home with you guys. So tough. I kept some for ourselves, selfishly. So that's going to probably be tonight for me.
I'm glad you can enjoy it.
Yeah, good. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and that you were with people that you love and you care about. As I said before the show on Thursday, or during the show on Wednesday, I guess that would be the best way to put it, is I hope that we can give thanks 365 days a year. It's nice that we can do it one day a year, but let's try and spread that out a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's not just a one-day thing.
And especially now when people will probably start getting rude especially the way they drive, elbowing in the aisles, looking for that last pair of socks. Be nice to each other when we're out there shopping. Just be mindful, and especially the people who are working, the people who are in the retail stores. They just understand that, yes, this is the busiest time of the year for them. They are stretched thin. They are.
Yeah, this is their least favorite day.
Well, this all the way through Christmas, and people they're late. They're gonna go grab things at the end, and they're struggling and they're frustrated. I don't have the right size. You don't have the right size. I can't find the right color. It's not their fault.
Do people get paid more on Black Friday?
I don't think so. No, I don't think they get paid more. I think it's all hands on deck.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
In the grocery world especially, it was the people who would be working in the main offices, like the buyers, the assistant buyers, the planners, and things like that, wouldn't normally be in the store. They are all in the stores today. So
absolutely.
Like at Fred Meyer and
all hands on deck.
All hands on deck when it comes to retail. So, again, just be nice to everyone. Please put a smile on your face. Someone else's. They deserve it, so do you. As we end the show. Start it that way as well. No guests today. We are going to babble. We are going to have big bets. So Goose will be in the studio. We'll have the guys from Coquel on as well. We need to be watching for them when they call in. And a little bit later.
My mom.
And Mama Kay is here in the studio. Yeah, I was getting to that. Yeah. Mama Kay is going to be here. She's going to be. She's our celebrity guest picker. Yeah. This week we had Ken Woody. We got to make sure we know which Woody we're talking. We had Ken Woody last week, right? Or is it 2 weeks ago?
I think it was last week.
It was last week. Yeah. He was celebrity picker.
It's been a long couple weeks.
We were bad, except for the guys at Coquel. Listen, even the fans were. There was only two, players that got 3-2 records last week. Thank goodness. Brian and Sean at Coquel came through for us. They went 3-2, so they were the best of us. And then they won the tiebreaker against Chris, who also went 3-2. But the Coquel guys won the tiebreaker. So the tiebreaker was, again, another deciding factor. The tiebreaker's been a deciding factor 3 times since we've been doing this with Coquel.
It's always nice to have a little competition.
The rest of us all went 2 and 3. Nobody went 1 and 4, but all the rest of us, Coach Mark, Brad,
we had a lot of similarities in our picks last week, and I don't think anybody had like a very unique. Like I think we only had 1 or 2 differences each.
Goose picked Cincinnati over BYU, which was not.
We had no islands, I believe.
That was the only island, though. No, he had that. That was his island.
Okay.
He was on Goose Island there. Actually, Brad was on Stanford Island as well. He was the only one to pick Stanford.
Yeah, good for her.
But that got
good
him.
For Brad, who also was the last nail in the coffin for Justin Wilcox, who was not hired for the Oregon State job. But I'm sure we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, we will. We can dive right into that. We've got Oregon basketball to talk about as well. I think it's absolutely hilarious that there are people now calling for Dana Altman's job already after they start 4-0. And, yeah, there was not very many convincing wins in there. And then they go 0-3 down in Vegas, lost Vegas for the Ducks basketball team, and did not look really good in any of those games. We'll get to that in a minute. But I'm just curious to ask the question out there to those fans who are already on the Twitterverse calling for Dana's head. I didn't realize we had already played the national championship game. It's November. Relax. Now, I'm not saying this team's going to turn it around and be a 25-win team. They could. Maybe they won't. Let's evaluate as we get into January and February before we start throwing stones, please. Listen, Nate Biddle came back. Jackson Shelstad came back. Kwame Evans Jr. came back. They must appreciate, and believe in Coach Altman. Why would they come back if they didn't? That's kind of my rant there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that when it comes down to it, it's haven't we done this before? We've been through this all right. When a Dana Altman team hasn't necessarily looked as good as we would have maybe, I don't know if hoped or expected is the right word, but sometimes things aren't so good in the beginnings for his teams. But they all seem to come together. And what I would say is 1,192 wins, 700. Oh, sorry, that's games. 784 wins, 408. Little Thanksgiving post.
Word. Tryptophan?
Yeah, word salad. That's a 65%.
Yeah, winning percentage.
That's pretty good. I think the tail of the tape is there.
So let's stay there for a second. I just say that Oregon got down by 17. This has kind of been what's happened to Oregon, especially in the last 3 games. They get down by double digits. They come back, they climb back the mountain, and then they fall back off of it again. They lose to Creighton 76-66. That was Creighton's fourth win of the season. They went in at 3-3. Sean Stewart had a career-high 18 points, 8 of 12 shooting, 7 rebounds, pair of blocks. KJ, 12 points, 8 boards, 4 blocks. Ducks shot 52% from the floor in the second half, but when you if you suffer a deficit that was as stark as it was, it's hard to come all the way back. It takes a lot of energy to come back, but they start out in the second half on a 12-4 run, and then Creighton, who only shoots 47% of the field in the first half, turns Oregon missed shots, though, into 17 fast break points, and I think that's probably what Dana would be most upset about, is giving up those transition points.
No, absolutely. And you see that a lot of times with teams where they get down and they can make that comeback to getting tied, or maybe they get a slight lead, but you use all your energy doing that. And that's why you can't get in these big deficits. Really, it's kind of at any point in the game. And for the Ducks, it was kind of in that second half of the first half, if that makes sense.
Yep.
But, yeah.
1 of 15 from 3.
Exactly.
14 turnovers.
Right. 14 turnovers, not great. Or no, 14 assists, 9 turnovers. That's what I'm seeing here.
Well, they finished with 14 turnovers in that little area. So Oregon was just 1 of 15 from three-point for the game, 14 turnovers. Several of them during second half moments. Ducks try to get the margin down. After a Josh Dix corner 3 with 3:45 left, Creighton went up by 8, so they got it within 5. And then another step back 3 with a minute 49 left made it a 12-point game, and that was it.
I think we just kind of keep in mind Jackson Shellstad's coming back from an injury. Dana Altman has said this even, that he knew that. I mean, he's said very outright that this team is behind where he wanted them to be. And they also are going to be behind because of Jackson's injury.
I think there's an expectation because of the way this team started last year and made the tournament and, had some depth, that they were going to just blast out of the gates.
And they have returners.
That is not necessarily how Dana Altman teams in the past have progressed. It has been a slow burn, and people get grumpy before Christmas, and then all of a sudden, it seems like the light switch goes on. Now, last year, it was a really fast start, and then the middle was kind of, it was tough, and they lose some tough games. And, of course, they're first time playing a Big Ten schedule. You go back, you get roughed up by Michigan. You're in really, not saying the Pac-12 didn't have environments that were hard to get through, but the Big Ten is like really right on you. And that was an adjustment. The travel was an adjustment. So back in Eugene, Tuesday, December 2nd, Big Ten play, and it's against USC. So a familiar opponent on the West Coast. They get to come back home, rest up a little bit, a few days, and then next week, next Tuesday, it'll be a 7 p.m. tip. It'll be on Fox Sports 1, FS1, Tuesday, December 2nd. So let's put that one aside. Oregon women. Now, the opposite, Texas was nice to the Oregon women. They were nice in Texas as well, as Oregon feasted on Thanksgiving. 84-46 win over Old Dominion. The Oregon bench outscored Old Dominion. That's how good this game was and how balanced it was. Ducks 8-0 now. They had played their third game in 5 days, and there's one more leg of an extended road trip at Auburn, which is coming up on Sunday. Only one starter, Justin, played over 20 minutes. So when Kelly was on, he says that earlier this week, he said that, he, if I remember the conversation correctly, he feels like he's getting that rotation. However, it's gratifying in the early part of the season that he basically can throw 12 women out there in different combos and see what they can do.
Right. And if anybody isn't playing well, he mentioned Sarah Rambis the other day, said, hey, she wasn't playing very well. So we put in Ahisa Tute, we put in Amina Muhammad, and they played great. And so that is the advantage you have when you have a team that has a lot of depth. And I think that you see that again today. Estera Tahina, well, not today, it was from yesterday.
Yeah,
but 7 of 8, 18 points. By the way, she's got awesome haircuts. Currently has is her hair back to blonde now?
I think it is. It was green.
It was green the other day
when we were there watching them up close and personal.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to say that. Huge fan. I always love a little bit of
little color,
exactly, a little
spice.
But she's adding a lot off the bench, too. I mean, that's great. You got a player that can add, 7 of 8 for 18 points, a couple 4 assists as well. So, yeah, I think that the depth is really impressive for this team. And I think the only thing you could say right now is that, have they been tested? Like, have they been really tested yet?
No.
And that's
Auburn
fine.
might be their first big test, and it's going to be on the road on Sunday. Yeah. The bench went 20 of 28, 71%. They were scorching hot. That's just the bench. You mentioned Atute. She had 15 points. Amina Muhammad, who had her younger sister on the other squad. She's Old Dominion guard Nissa Muhammad. She had 10 points to round out the 3 reserves to score in double figures. So Muhammad was perfect 5 from 5 from the floor, grabbed 6 boards as well. So Sophia Bell, the lone duck to see over 20 minutes of action that was a starter, all 11 of her points first half. Had 3 threes, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks.
I think it will be interesting to see when they get in a game that is a real test. Like, I think that who are going to be the players that, when it comes down to it, Kelly's going to trust when it's crunch time? I don't think we know that yet. I think that's fine. I think it's been a really good start to the season. I think he was not super happy with the St. Mary's game in terms of the first 3 quarters of that game. Yep. But for the most part, I think that it's been very good performances, good effort. It seems like this team likes each other, like a lot of the things we saw last year, right? But I think it's going to be interesting to see when the pecking order really comes and, hey, who's going to be you need to have players that have that role of like, hey, we really need a basket. Who's going to get it for us? Those types of things are really important. And so I don't think we know those things yet. It'll be interesting to see as the season goes along.
So the women are on the road, as I said. Auburn, it'll be a noon tip out here on the left coast. Sunday. It'll be on the SEC network. If you get that, you can watch Oregon women take on Auburn. That'll be on Sunday, trying to go 9-0. By the way, did you mention this? For Oregon women, they 8-0 start, best since going 8-0 in the 2020-21 season. Third 8-0 start under Kelly Graves. And they forced 22 turnovers behind 10 steals. So, not bad.
Is 2021 the year after COVID, or is that the COVID year?
That would be...
The year after, I think, right?
I block it out.
I know. It's hard to say.
2020-21, that would have had to have been the year after COVID.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of who that team is. Yeah, because early 2020 is when...
So it was just post-Sabrina.
That was Sabrina's. That was just post-Sabrina.
Right. So that was Tina Pow and that team.
Good team.
Yeah. It was a good team. Yeah.
They still had a lot of those kids from the previous year. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about Jamarcus Shepard, Oregon State head football coach, newly named. Are there some similarities to what Oregon did when they found Dan Lanning? We'll talk about that next, as Corvallis has got their man on the Danny and Justin radio program. Remember, big bets upcoming. And the Oregon Man Clinic's hotline, you're going to want to keep that number handy, 541-343-5673. The Danny and Justin radio program rolls on here for Friday. And if my daughter, Abigail, who's going to be doing the phones today for us, can hear me right now, go outside and let Steve Mims in, because he can't get in the building. Everything's locked. So just go walk outside, Abby, and you can see him. Let him in. We got to let Goose in the studio. We got to do our big bets coming up here in a moment. And we'll open up the phones for you. We've got a celebrity guest picker. Mama Kay is in studio. So we're going to have a full house, and we're going to have room for you as well.
Been doing a lot of research, by the way. There's been a lot's going to go into these picks. These are not just, I'm just taking it because I like the uniforms.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything
I'm not saying
different.
That. I'm just saying that, like, she's gone up above and beyond.
Okay, well.
A for effort.
The thought in my mind is that I certainly... Oh, my, she's got like a novel.
I'm telling you. Yeah, like she really dove into this.
You know, she has to understand.
And she's been following along all year long.
If she goes, for the first 5-0 week, she's never coming back on the program.
Have we not had a 5-0 week?
I don't think so.
You know
I'm going back. Let me take a look.
You might be right.
I don't think we've had the closest we've come is I had a 4-1 week. I think you had. I had 2 4-1 weeks.
We've had some 4-1 weeks for sure.
I don't think anybody's gone.
I think you're right. That's really sad.
I think Coach Mark had a 4-1 week one time too.
Yeah.
So
we have to ask Brad if he's gone 5-0. I don't know if he has.
No. Nobody's gone perfect.
I don't know if he has. Yeah.
No. Okay. So if she does, that's it. She's never coming back on the program. Just so there is So if you want to throw one game, I would suggest that you think about that.
It's hard to. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're a really good free throw shooter trying to miss a free throw on purpose. You can, but it's really hard because your body is trained.
Well, that's also a good analogy for even if you're really good at shooting free throws, you're still going to miss some.
Yeah. Jamarcus Shepard, Oregon State University head football coach, the 33rd in program history, announced yesterday?
This morning,
actually, officially. It started coming out late yesterday.
It was kind of leaked.
And there was Brent Vegan from Montana State appeared to be a finalist. He flew into Portland, was caught there by Ryan Clark of the Oregonian, and hurriedly went to a car and then down to Corvallis, apparently, and then came back with a new contract at Montana State. So then he was out of the running. Apparently, Justin Wilcox was interviewed late for this.
He was spoken to, yeah.
And I don't think there was any offer made. That's not what I'm hearing yet.
I think it was an issue of timing. That's what I heard. It was probably too quick for Justin Wilcox
to make a good decision.
He just got fired. Like, what was it, a week ago? I mean, it would happen so fast. Even if it had been a week earlier, it sounds like that might have been more of an opportunity. But just it happened so fast. I have to say, I think he would have been a great hire. I'm not saying that Jamarcus Russell, who I'm going to... No,
it's Jamarcus Shepard.
I'm going to do that.
I know you're going to do that.
Jamarcus Shepard, not Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, there's a wild bit of difference between Jamarcus Russell and Jamarcus Shepard.
No, Jamarcus Shepard. I think that... I'm not saying he's going to be a bad hire. I think Justin Wilcox would have been a very good hire. I think that would have been a solid decision. But I can also see why it just doesn't... The timing wasn't very good.
Well, I mean, trying to also figure out how fast and why Oregon State felt that it was so critical to get it done now. Maybe the pool of candidates was going to dry up because the season starts to end this weekend for a lot of programs. There's going to be some movement. The big hubbub right now is after the Egg Bowl, what happens with Lane Kiffin. Apparently the reports are coming out. ESPN's got it that Florida is shifting focus away from Lane Kiffin because he's appearing ambivalent, which to me, I think if I'm just going to throw a coin up in the air, I think it's between LSU and staying at Ole Miss for Lane Kiffin. That is it. He's either going to the Bayou Bengals or he is going to stay at Ole Miss and work his contract to just pull up a wheelbarrow full of money.
Yeah.
And especially more NIL stuff and stay competitive in the SEC. He's got the number 6, number 5, depending on... He's going to be in the college football playoff.
Right. He's got a lot going for him at Ole Miss, 100%.
So
but that's the thing. People say, well, the tantalization of the LSU job. How can you not want to go there? It's the highest peak of college football.
There's also the big microscope on there. He goes to the college football playoff for a couple of years. He's go to a national semifinal at Ole Miss. They're going to build him a statue there.
I guess the question has to be, is this a better situation? And right now he's got a pretty good situation. So the only reason he needs to go, I mean, he's going to be I think he's going to be the highest head coach if he goes or if he stays, right? So does it matter?
That's what I'm saying. He's going to leverage this. A lot of coaches do that. They leverage somebody else really wants me, and I can show a little interest over there, and it's like, now are you going to pay me?
But now at what point, though, do you get to, if you're Ole Miss, whether you're the fan base or just the program, that you're just kind of like, hey, we don't like being strung around like this. Nobody likes to have the will they, won't they. And is this going to be something that's going to be a problem in the future where any job that comes up and all of a sudden Lane Kiffin's name's going to be mentioned?
But Kiffin probably, this is the Danny and Justin radio program, by the way, so stay tuned. Big bets upcoming momentarily. We're going to take one more break here in a moment after we talk about Jamarcus Shepard and Oregon State. We will. We'll get back to him. I mean, it's great job for him to break through the fog and become a finalist, and then apparently his passion won the job. But I want to stay on kind of the dominoes first. I also believe that there are dominoes that are going to fall. The cascading dominoes could fall after the season ends, where there's rumors right now that if Kalen DeBoer loses another game at Alabama and goes maybe 8-4 with, he might be out and he might go somewhere else. He might be a greener pasture guy and go, you know what, the pressure's too intense here. I'll go to State College if Penn State will have me. I'll go to Florida.
I don't know.
Jed Fish in Washington. He goes to Florida. The Washington job
I think
opens
that one's
up.
more likely. I think Kalen DeBoer, Josh Pate asked a great question for us on Monday when we were talking about this very topic. And it was, hey, the reason why you wouldn't hire somebody different maybe at Penn State.
Because you're going to upgrade.
Who's the upgrade?
And right now, what would be the upgrade?
Who's the upgrade at Alabama? I don't know. Lane Kiffin? I'm just kidding.
Just say that's where he's not rooming. All right. So what's interesting about this hire by Oregon State, what I find interesting, is Shepard's never been a head coach.
I found that interesting as well.
He most recently is the assistant head coach. He followed Kalen DeBoer from Washington to Alabama. So, in the SEC, he's apparently an incredible recruiter, co-offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach, and his experience was at both Washington State and Washington as pass game coordinators, wide receiver coach. It's a bit of the playbook that Oregon used when they hired Dan Lanning. Fairly unknown, but well-respected young assistant coach
recruiter.
And a great recruiter, giving them their first head coaching job. And if Oregon State fans want to be horked at that I'm comparing it to Oregon, go right ahead. You tell me where I'm wrong in that narrative. It is the exact same thing.
It's
different sides of the football.
100%. It's in the ballpark, especially because you're getting a guy from the SEC as well. And to be honest with you, if you're getting it's just like the same thing with Dan Lanning when you're getting him from Georgia when Georgia was the 2-time defending national champion. It's a pretty good place to go get a coach from, right? So going and getting a coach from Alabama, I mean, there's worse. I think there's worse places you could have gone from and dipped into if you're at Oregon State.
Dan Lanning learned under Saban. He learned under Kirby Smart. He learned under some of the best coaches in the game. Now, the only thing I would say about Jamarcus Shepard is that he's learned under Kalen DeBoer. Not as big of a name.
Mike Leach as well.
He had a second with Mike Leach, though. He was just a second with Mike.
Okay.
Because he was only at Washington State for 1 year.
That's correct.
2016. But it was a wide receiver coach in that offense for Mike Leach, so that was pretty good.
Pretty good offense.
Yeah, the air raid. Yeah, I think it was a pretty good offense.
It was pretty good.
It kind of shaped the game the way it is now.
Yeah.
But the Huskies' passing game in 2023 was ranked second nationally, 343 yards a game. Alabama's passing game,
I think it's interesting.
415 yards per game. The offense now, 33 points a game. That's not horrible.
No, and you think about the identity of the Beavers. Typically, it's been that running game, right? You think about the ground and pound and
Ken Simonton.
I mean, they're having a passing game coordinator.
Steven Jackson.
Yeah, so
the Rogers boys.
I'm not saying that it's going to completely flip to that, but I think it's interesting, and that's the modern college football. And just football in general is trended toward the passing game, and it's important. Obviously, you want to have some balance, but also he's a very young guy as well, 43 years old, the start of next season. So I think that's another bonus you can relate to players. He's one of those guys, you hear him speak, and you kind of get it.
They said the reports were that he wowed the committee with how impassioned he was about what he was going to bring to Corvallis. The Danny and Justin radio program, live from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. Big bets coming up in just a moment, so make sure you've got the Oregon Man Clinics hotline ready to go at 541-343-5673. We're going to do our picks. We got our celebrity guest picker, Mama Kay, in the studio. We'll have the guys from Coquel Casino who ruled the day last week to help us give South Coast Special Olympics another $100 into their pocket. Your opportunity to win a 2-night stay, $100 on your player's card if you beat our best record coming up this weekend. And you got to get the picks in on the Twitterverse as well at Bigger Bets before 4:30 today, because one of the games we're picking is a game that's going to kick off at 4:30 today. It's the Texas A&M game. I believe that's tonight. Georgia right now leads Georgia Tech 13-3 in the third.
Interesting one there. If somehow Georgia could lose that one.
Not looking great right now for that to happen.
No.
Ole Miss beat Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl 38-19. And again, that Texas A&M Texas game tonight, 4:30. Oregon Washington tomorrow at 12:30 up at Husky Stadium. Could it be the last game for Jed Fish as the head man in Washington? A lot of rumors swirling that. Could be a distraction. Don't know the health of Oregon still in the receiver room. That is a big question mark. Are you going to get DeCorian Moore back? Possibly not. Is Evan Stewart going to make his first appearance? Gary Bryant Jr., I think, has already been ruled out for this game. So Kenyon Siddique's going to have to pick up. Malik Benson's going to have to pick up. There's going to be plenty of players, and the running back room's got to keep doing their thing. This is going to be a very interesting game because Washington's a wildly different team at home than they are on the road.
They do. They are. And they have a very good defense. They haven't allowed 30 points all season long. Do I think that means that Oregon can't score 30 points? No. But I do think it's a good Washington team. I think it's going to depend on how DeMond Williams plays. I mean, he has been very, very good. And there's been times
how
where
he's gone, the team's gone.
wildly bad. Yeah. So
are you going to see good Damon or bad Damon?
I think that's basically going to be if this is a competitive game or not.
Okay. Let's take our last break before we send it to the top of the hour. A little extra time because we have a celebrity picker in who I don't know how we're going to get through all the pages of her scouts, but we're going to try. Mama Kay in the studio. Goose is going to be here as well. I think Justin and I will pick games as well just for the heck of it. And the guys from Coquel Casino will be on the line. And then your opportunity at 541-343-5673. The Danny and Justin radio program. You know it, you love it. Big Bets next here on a Friday. This is where I wish we had cameras in the studio. Right here, I wish this is what the moving parts that you don't see because this is radio. Fantastic. The Danny and Justin radio program for a Friday, day after Turkey Day. Thanks for tuning in for our shenanigans. Big Bets time coming up in just a few moments. Your chance. You can jump on in at 541-343-5673. Abby's at the controls to pick up the phone. And if you want to get on hold, you can listen through our picks, although you're not going to be able to hear if you call right now, but you can call if you want at 541-343-5673, and you'll get put on hold through the first part of our segment. So we're going to do our sounder, and then we got the guys from Coquel, right? Ready to go? All right, here we go.
These guys think they know football. The winners, I'm the winner. The losers,
You're not that good.
where to buy the best tailgate food. Let's put their knowledge to the test. It's time for Big Bets.
I'm here. Justin's right there, baby Jake. Goose, what up, boy?
Yeah, this is where I wish that I had a key to the studio. I got to stand up there. Abby comes out, and then the front door is still locked, so poor girl, has to send me to the back and let me in the back, and then I'm in. So anyway, maybe one of these times if I come on long enough, I'll get the code to get in.
I can tell you what the code is. I knew that. I literally just got my key like a month ago, and I've been here for over a year now.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, so
We appreciate you, Steve.
And we have a celebrity guest picker. It's Mama Kay. Say hi to the fans, Mama Kay. You got to lean in and say hi.
Right. Hello, and thank you for having me on the show. It's like always a total thrill.
And the boys on the line from Coquel Casino. You are our heroes. You were 3-2 last week, Brad and Sean, and you saved us. And you saved South Coast Special Olympics by helping them out with another 100 bones.
We're going to do it again. Back to back, Jack.
I just want to say my prediction is that Mama Kay is a much better guest picker than Ken Woody last week. And that is my prediction.
She hasn't even
She's done a lot
picked
of
anything
research.
yet.
I know. I think, regardless, I know Ken Woody. I just met her. I think she knows football a little more than Ken Woody.
Okay, so
anyway.
first of all of us went 2-3 except for the guys at Coquel.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know about that. All right, here are other games. I picked the games this week. First of all, any complaints about the games I picked this week, Goose?
No, there was a little sketch on the what was it, the Houston Baylor. I had to kind of research there, but otherwise 4 out of 5, I was pretty good just looking at it.
All of the games had a 2.5-point spread or less.
I know. It was a tough week. It's getting tougher.
All right, here we go. 4:30 game tonight. So this afternoon. So this is a quick one, quick turnaround. I think it's our fastest turnaround on picking a game. Texas against Texas A&M. The line's 2.5. Texas is at home. Baby J, we'll start with you.
Well, I don't think Texas is very good. I've been kind of on the Texas is overrated train all season long. And so at Texas A&M, they obviously have one game to secure themselves in the SEC championship game and potentially a bye in the college football playoff. So I think they're going to get it done, and I'll go with Texas A&M.
Okay. Goose?
I don't think Texas is very good, but I also don't think Texas A&M is good enough to be undefeated, and they haven't played anybody, and they're at Texas, so hook them.
You know you said that a couple of weeks ago as well.
It doesn't go well, but
how'd
that's
that
okay.
go for
Yeah,
you?
not very well.
The boys at Coquel.
We're going to go ahead and go with the Aggies. They've just been more consistent all year. It should be a good game. Rivalry games, you never know, but we're going to go the Aggies with this one.
All right, Mama Kay.
I think having a perfect season is hard, and Arch Manning's been playing better. This is his chance to change the narrative, so I'm going with Texas.
I like it. I like a division of the gross wine.
So I get to be the tiebreaker here. So we got 2 for A&M, 2 for Texas. I started out the year by picking Texas, and that didn't work out for me as Ohio State won. I gotta high it back on Texas.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm going the home standing line. Yeah, I know you are. You're smiling. You're like a Cheshire cat over there. Arizona State, Arizona, and the Wildcats, the road team, are a 1.5 favorite over Dilly Dilly. So this is basically a pick'em game. I will start, and you know what? I believe in Arizona State. I believe in Kenny Dillingham. I'm going Sun Devils over the Wildcats.
Dilly Dilly as well. I think that you've got to go with Arizona State here. They are playing at home as well. Obviously, a little bit of an advantage for them, so I will go with Arizona State.
All right, Mama Kay, you're up next.
Okay, I'm also going with Arizona State, and I'm doing it because of rushing. Because Arizona State in offense is 24th in rushing, and Arizona is 24th against the rush.
More research than the collective has done in probably 8 weeks, except for the guys at Coquel.
100%.
Brian and Sean, what say you boys?
Well, I can't go against home cooking, home team ASU.
All right, so Goose.
You know what I'm doing, baby. Bear down. Bear down.
On Wildcat Island.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to be on an island. I want it to be somewhere near Tucson. I'm good with that. I'm good with being on an island in Tucson.
We all know there's a lot of islands near there.
You know, you can see Boot Hill from Tucson, by the way, just so you know you want to die on that island. All right, the Oregon Man Clinic hotline open for you at 541-343-5673. If you want to get loaded up on that, we will get to you, and we'll get as many calls in as we can before we finish off the show in about 12 minutes from now. Next game is Baylor and Houston. Baylor at home is a 2.5-point favorite. I will start on this game, and I am going to take the Bears at home. I believe Baylor's going to – this is their Super Bowl for the most part. So I always like a home team, and this is going to be no different. For no other reason than that, I don't know much about either of these squads. I threw it out there for everybody.
Why'd you pick the game then?
Did you take a look at the other lines?
I know.
They're not bad lines, Goose. You know what? I never give you crud about the games you pick.
Wait a minute. I was driving last week, and Justin's complaining about, Steve said that there's going to be no chaos. And now he's picking chaos. Hey, Danny's like, Steve's picking DJ. He doesn't know if DJ Lagway's going to play or not. Hey, he got me for that.
There's division in the locker room right now here in the Danny and Justin radio program. All right, let's go Mama Kay. Baylor and Houston. You jump into this.
All right, well, I don't have anything particularly interesting to say about this one, but I'm going to pick Houston because they are excellent at penalties.
Okay.
Mama, really? That's your reason?
Okay. I can't read my other. All my research, I can't even read it because I have too much.
Goose.
Give me a home team. Give me Baylor. It feels like a home game. Even teams, give me the Bears. And they just said they were bringing Dave Aranda back, so maybe he's happy and they believe in him now.
All right, I like that. Boys down there on the coast at Coquel, what say you?
We're going to go with the Cougars. They've been much better defensively this season, and their running back, Dean Connors, and I are from the same hometown, so let's go Houston.
All right, that is a pretty good reason. I see that there, Sean. All right, Baby J, it's 2-2. 2 with Baylor, 2 with Houston. You break the tie. Who say you?
I'm going to go with Houston. I just think they're the better team. I did see them against Oregon State have not such a good night, get away with one there, but I do think that they're pretty solid, and I will take Houston.
Wildly different than last week, where we were pretty much in agreement on most games, and you saw how that went.
Yeah.
We went 2-3, except for the guys at Coquel who went 3-2. So 2 more games left. Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Interesting game. Tennessee at home, 2.5-point favorite. And let's start out with the boys on the coast at Coquel.
Neyland's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Tennessee's got the 4th best offense. Deshaun Bishop and Chris Brazzell are great offensive players, so I'm going to go Tennessee in this one.
All right, Tennessee, Coquel, Baby J.
I'm also going to go with Tennessee. Hard place to play, like you said. Good offense. And I just don't know. I don't know if Vanderbilt's quite there yet. They've had some good games. People have kind of hyped them up to be this borderline college football playoff team. I'm not so sure. I think Tennessee is going to be better in this game.
All right, Mama Kay, you're next.
All right. Well, I'm going with Tennessee. Also, Tennessee, as everybody says, is excellent on offense. Vanderbilt, in particular, has trouble against the pass, which Tennessee's really good at.
So Goose is over here with a smirk on his face, so I know what's coming next. You want chaos, don't you?
No, everybody looks and says, "Oh, Tennessee, we live this world that like college football, nothing can change." Vanderbilt's really good. They might have the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
Diego
they're ranked
Pavia.
higher. They're still in the playoff hunt, and their in-state rival. They go to Neyland Stadium and beat the stuff out of Tennessee. Give me Diego and the Vandies.
See, and I'm hoping you're not leading me down a path because I was already going to be there. But now it's you and me walking hand in hand down the Commodores path. So
Let's go.
I'm going Vandy as well. So 3 on Tennessee, a Goose and I on Vandy. I hope I don't live to regret this. Florida State, the team that doesn't have a coach, the team that has a coach hanging on by his fingernails, and it's a 1.5. Florida, the home team, who doesn't have the coach, is, and it could be Lane Kiffin. It could not be Lane Kiffin. It could be Jed Fish.
It could be
not.
Jed Fish.
Well, that could be a decoy thing there. There's sources and rumors like those things have always panned
Could
out.
be John Summerall. You never know.
You do never know. This is a tough one for me, but you know what? I think Mike Norvell, he gets that saving game to go into 2026 with a victory under his belt. So I am going Seminoles in this one. Goose, you're next.
Danny, we're just walking hand in hand all through the week, you and I. But, yeah, I'm in on the fact that Florida doesn't care anymore because they don't have a coach. The Florida State gave Norvell the vote of confidence that he's be back next year. So I think that his team plays harder for him than Florida's people do.
All right, Mama Kay, you're next.
I'm going Florida State. Coaches matter, and statistically, there's no question. Florida State is better, but their record should be better than it is.
Yeah, you are what you are, and that's Florida State right now. But we're all in agreement thus far. Baby J, you're going to upset the apple cart?
It might be one of those things where gamesmanship-wise I should. That being said, I have been convinced by my mother on this one. I do think Florida State, statistically, they are the better team. Who knows what's going on with Florida and DJ Lagway? I'm not sure if he knows what's going on. I think that was a line that Steve had last week.
And then people were coming in and said, "Hey, look at I didn't say I was basing it on whether he was playing. I just said I didn't know if he was good." But
do we still have the tape?
When I wasn't here, you guys took all my words out of context as I was driving
I think
through
Thomas
town.
Castellanos and Florida State under Mike Norvell, you guys have mentioned him as well. I think they're going to get it done.
All right. Up to you guys now. Are you going to be on Gator Island, boys at Coquel?
Well, let me tell you, I spent 10 years in Central Florida right before I came here to Oregon.
Okay.
So I'm pretty intimate with both these programs. And I'll tell you, it is tough to go into the swamp no matter what the coaching situation is. However, Florida State's going to be the victor in this one as well.
All right, so we are a clean sweep with Florida State. Okay, by the way, guys, I need tiebreaker, so I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go with 61 points. Goose, what, at 34, 32?
39.
39, staying in the 30s. Baby J?
What did you go?
No, do not Bob Barker me on that. I'm 61.
I want the information again.
61. You?
No, I'll go higher. I'll go 68.
Okay, get a little spread there. Mama K?
58.
58. All right, Brian and Sean.
We got to go somewhere in the middle. Let's just say 52.
Thank you, boys. All right. Gentlemen, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Always love having you on the program. We look forward to this every single week. Thanks for your support.
And no problem. We can't wait to give that Coquel suite to somebody on Super Bowl Sunday.
Attaboy, that's right. Any caller that calls in, you're automatically entered. And if you win, I don't know, maybe we should do something like if you win a week, you get like an extra chance or something into that. Guys, what do you think? Are they still there?
It's however you guys want to play it. We are down to play ball.
I think we should.
I
think we need to have some incentive if you do win. If we're going to put everybody in the pot who calls
back.
in,
Yeah, sure.
I think so. If you've won a week, you're going to get an extra shot or two at this. I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So the phone lines are open at 541-343-5673. Abby's there. She'll put you on hold, and all we need is your name, and we'll get you on. Quick thoughts, Washington, Oregon. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game than some people might think. I think it's going to be a much closer game than Oregon fans want. I still think the Ducks pull it out.
I think it's a close game. I had said at the beginning of the year I thought Oregon was going to be 9-2 going into it and needed to win to get into and that Washington would have the chance to eliminate Oregon from the playoff.
Yeah.
Stunningly, I think at 10-1, Washington can still do it. I'm not sure that Oregon's in at 10-2. I think Oregon has to win to get in, or else they're going to sweat it out. But I think Oregon wins.
Yeah, I kind of generally agree that Oregon doesn't really want to mess around and see what happens if they lose in this game. But I think that Oregon's a better team. That being said, I think Washington, the more I've kind of looked into this game, the more nervous I would be if I was somebody that was rooting for Oregon because, Washington's very good at home. Oh, yeah. They've been very, very good. They have one really bad loss.
Sold out. Fans are back in.
They have one really bad loss to Wisconsin, basically. And other than that,
Wisconsin's got 2 top 25 wins this month. That's not as bad a loss as it was.
I know. They've really, I think, settled the debate on Illinois.
Well, I'm glad I can be a part of the program. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, to the Goose and Justin program. Is Danny just sitting here? Mama Kay, what do you say?
Well, I mean, I think Oregon's going to win, but I'm going to sweat it out throughout because I also agree that if they want to assure that they're, in the playoffs, they need this win.
All right, I think we've got somebody on the line. Once we get their name, we'll get you on the air here in a second. We can get a few calls in. We got a hard stop at like 55. Go ahead.
I think we got Coach Mark.
All right, Coach Mark's on the line. Mark?
It's Uncle Coach Mark this week because my niece answered the phone.
That's right. She certainly did. Mark, one of our P1s. Mark, let's race through these things. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours again.
Back to you. Hey, I'll take A&M.
Okay.
I like Zona.
Okay.
Houston.
Okay. Planet Houston.
I'm at Rocky Top with a lot of you, but I'm going to be the only one on Florida Island. I think the no head coach. They're gonna play for the backup. Whatever the interim is. And my tiebreaker is 47.
47. All right. Thanks, Coach. Say hi to Erica and Chris. Right. See ya. There he goes. Coach Mark, one of our P1s. So the phone line opens up at 541-343-5673, 541-343-5673. We got time for maybe 2 or 3 callers. If you already know the games, you can just rattle them off just like Coach Mark did. Great. Otherwise, I'll walk you through them as you are playing for a 2-night stay and $100 on your player's card if you beat our best record at Coquel. And then, just by calling in, you're entered into the drawing for a Super Bowl suite, Super Bowl Sunday down there at Coquel. You can all the food and bev, all the apps, everything you want off the menu there. No alcohol involved. You got to be 21 or older, all right? And that's the only thing we ask. We got maybe time for one more. You can also go to Bigger Bets, our Twitter handle. The games are up there. If you just put it in the comments, post your picks, you're officially entered in as well.
I want the guy. Last week was one of the great moments of my life. I'm driving, and some guy says, I'm on Mims Island this week.
I think it was Chris from Junction City.
Because I was in Junction City, and I wanted to be like, God, where are you? I'll meet you at the Viking Inn and buy you a drink right now just because I'm driving through town. So, anyway, thanks to Chris for that. That was a moment in my life.
By the way, there's no more Viking Inn.
Oh, it's still there.
Oh, really?
I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was still a Viking Inn there.
It's been renovated, and it's nicer.
Oh, well, okay. Maybe they need to advertise on the Danny and Justin radio program. We can do a remote there. Okay. We've only got like 10 more seconds. Otherwise, I can't get you on, folks. That's it. I know it's, after Turkey Day, and I think people are still snoozy and stuff.
Well, and props to you guys for doing a show today. I think a lot of people just take the Friday off. People might have thought that you were going to be one of those people who just sits around and sleeps and eats turkey all day, but you guys went to work, so good on you.
Oh, we wanted to not come in. Believe me.
Well, you tried not to let me in by locking every damn door in this place. But.
All right, let's do it.
A joke!
I got fired from the bank today. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
Dad jokes!
How do you stop an astronaut's baby from crying? How do you stop an astronaut's baby from crying?
I don't know.
You rock it.
Rock
it.
Oh, boy.
Like
another good one.
Another lead balloon.
That's 1,000.
All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Mama Kay, very nice job. Like a very good broadcaster, you prepared way over the top, and you used like 10% of it, which is exactly the way it should be. Baby J, nice job. Goose, as always.
Penalties. We're looking for penalties in the Houston game.
It's not like I say no lines. Put a smile on your face. Someone else's. They deserve it. So do you. God bless. Thanks for listening. I'm going to try and get this under control. Peace.